Thank you for coming to our ritual, the invocation of Mars. This is in our series of planetary invocations where we're going to invoke and experience all 7 of the classical planets. Now we're doing just the 7 classical planets. I know in astrology now they include the outer planets and the asteroids and such, which is a great thing. But I want to do the 7 classical planets because we're going to use them for planetary magic. And we're also going to do a knock-in magic. And knock-in magic is based on the number 7 and the number 4, but mainly the number 7. And so when we work with the seniors, it's a planet and an element. 7 planets, 4 elements, there's 28 seniors. So that's why we're working with the 7 classical planets, the 7 classical archetypes. And so this series is the invocation of the divine archetype representing the planet, days of the week, etc. So tonight is Mars, the invocation of Mars. So we can experience a Martian energy within ourselves and get a feeling for it and what that energy is like. And then later when we're doing planetary magic and we're invoking Mars, we recall the sensation of tonight's ritual of invoking experience of planetary energies. And what the ritual will look like is we do certain standard rituals every time. I will open the temple by creating sacred space. Then I will do a Rose Ankh Vortex, which creates sort of an energetic womb, feminine energy. That's a containment field. Within that, I'll do the greater ritual of the pentagram for Mars. And if you've been paying attention and looking at the way these hexagrams, the universal hexagrams are drawn, they're drawn over the center of the tree of life diagram. So I will be drawing the invoking going from Venus up to Mars, down the moon, Jupiter, down to Hod, Saturn, down to Venus, and then we'll repeat the last bar to invoke Mars. So don't really have to memorize a whole lot if you know the tree of life a little bit. A lot of this information seems a little more overwhelming, but when you get a basic familiarity, everything gets a lot easier because the system is self-referential. And then after the greater ritual hexagram, I will read the invocation, the hymn to Mars from the Orphic Hymns, which are Greek hymns from, I think it was like 200-300 BC to about 200 AD or CE, whatever they're calling it now. The hymn is very short, but this is the actual authentic hymn that was used by Greeks and Romans in invoking Mars. So you can miss that. And the Orphic Hymns, you got to look at them. They're great. And then I have a short guided visualization of Mars that I wrote based on my own research and understandings of Mars and Martian energy. So that will kind of help you have a visionary experience of Mars. So I'll start. Sure. I'm gonna set up. All right, we get done. Yep. Wow. These recordings are done in a context of weekly meetings. So if you want to join our group or subscribe to the page, you'll get notices of when we're having these rituals and you can participate. Sometimes we break up the ritual into different roles as well. Those don't always get recorded because we want to preserve people's privacy. So the beginning of every ritual, the first action is the Kabbalistic cross so that we can all center and ground and balance our energies and connect together as a group egregore. Few breaths, belly breathing. Visualize yourself growing larger and larger till the earth is but a small ball beneath your feet. Above your head, visualize a ball of pure brilliance stretching out into the universe all around you. Reach up, touch the light, and bring it down to your forehead and vibrate. Bring it down to your heart. And then through the center of your being and into the very fiery center of the earth itself. So you're standing in a pillar of light. Malkut. Bring the light up to your left shoulder, visualizing a ball of blue, benevolent energy. Vegitura. To the right, ball of red will energy. Vegivura. Leolam. Amen. Temple consecration, the temple of limitless light. We stand in a garden of our own creation. The foliage is luxuriant and in full bloom. The fruit trees hang heavy with the harvest of our own effort and diligence. For a moment, we pause at the fountain to refresh ourselves and enjoy the gentle aromatic breeze. Then we stand and start down the path that leads beyond the wall into the wilderness. The forest beyond is ancient and huge. We hear the calls of birds, beasts, and insects. The path leads to an ancient place in the very heart of the wilderness, to a methylic circle of polished stone, wherein is found the obsidian gateway. There we are confronted with the dark reflection of ourselves within the cold stone. With courage, we banish all doubt and fear. With acceptance, we claim our power. Thus made whole and empowered, we step through the reflection into the beyond. The creation of the lustral water, the holy water, which shall cleanse the sacred space. Most pure substance, you are the first, without limits and without form. You are the basis for all that is. Most perfect fractal, you are the second. You are found within all things, but have no substance of your own. You are the pattern of all creation. Motion is the child of space and time. All things move and all things change. This elixir embodies the forces of creation, that it may sanctify the sacred temple. Let there be light. The temple has been purified by the elements. Circle of light. This is the cauldron of transformation, wherein all wonders are possible. Let the great works accomplished here reverberate throughout heaven and earth. As it is below, so shall it be above. As it is within, so shall it be without. Establishing the elemental watchtowers. The east. Yehovah exarpe. I invoke thee, Raphael, regal archangel of healing. Grant us clarity that we may understand the voice of the higher self. Adonai Beitome. I invoke thee, Michael, armored angel of protection. Grant us your insight that we may evolve to reach the most sublime aspects of our higher selves. Ekomaya. I invoke thee, Gabriel, archangel of the chalice and the silver crescent. Grant us your compassion and help us to be patient in our connection to others as we evolve along the path. Nanuteya Agela. I invoke the Uriel, archangel of abundance. Help us to thrive in this material world, that we may have the resources to pursue our spiritual path. Ararita Enubeha. I invoke the power of my holy guardian angel. With the assistance of the archangels of the Tetramorph, we can attain the knowledge and conversation of our own holy guardian angel, thus achieving our life's potential. The temple structure is now complete. Inheritor of a dying world, we call thee to living beauty. Wanderer in the wild wilderness, we call thee to the gentle light. Long hast thou dwelt in darkness. Quit the night and seek the day. We have traveled to the regions beyond to create a place of power. A place once dark is now filled with light. The forces of the universe have come to sanctify the sacred space and to witness the great works that shall herein follow. The temple has been consecrated. Sacred space has been established. Next step is the Rose Ankh Vortex. The valley spirit never dies. It is the woman, primal mother. Her gateway is the root of heaven and earth. It is like a veil, barely seen. Use it. It will never fail. Uapate, one who is pure. I call thee Nayeth, pure one, who stands at the dawn of time, weaving the world into being. Wearer of the red crown of Lower Egypt, you hold the Wa scepter of power over chaos. Your judgment is respected even by the gods, for you see the truth of how our world could be, perfect and ideal. Hail and welcome, Nayeth. Say, to be born free. I call thee Bast, cat-headed goddess of justice and pleasure. You drink deeply of the world's delights and command respect from all. You are the imperative of true will, and all follow you in search of self-knowledge. Hail and welcome, Bast. Eyan Me'er, to love. I call thee Mut, primal mother of the gods, regal goddess, wearer of the vulture crown, whose soft wings protect and nurture all. Your selfless love teaches us what it means to be human. Hail and welcome, Mut. Je'isa, wisdom. I call thee Nepsis, excellent goddess, whose outstretched wings offer comfort and assistance to all. From you we learn not to fear the darkness and the transformation it contains. Hail and welcome, Nepsis. She'et, eternity. Great goddess Isis, I call to you. Isis, who is crowned with the sun, the moon at her feet. Isis, the greatest of all magicians. You are all goddesses and all women. You are the eternal spirit of womanhood, the sustainer of peace, of life, and the giver of civilization. Hail and welcome, Isis. Uapate, Seya, Admer, Shisa, Teshet. Usasat, sanctuary. We seek sanctuary in the arms of the goddess. Walking the spiral, the power chant. She is the unity of all. She is the light on the path. In her, all things move. In her, all things live. She is love, and all things respond to her. She is the unity of all. She is the light on the path. In her, all things move. In her, all things live. She is love, and all things respond to her. She is the unity of all. She is the light on the path. In her, all things move. In her, all things live. She is love, and all things respond to her. The vortex has been established. We have created sacred space We have created the vortex, the feminine vortex, which is the womb that our spirits shall manifest in. And now the greater ritual of the hexagram for Mars. With holy voice, I call the stars on high, pure sacred lights and genii of the sky, celestial stars, the progeny of the night, in whirling circles, beaming far your light, refulgent rays, around the heavens ye throw, eternal fires, the source of all below. With flame significant of fate ye shine, and aptly rule for humanity a path divine. In 7 bright zones ye run with wandering flames, and heaven and earth encompass your lucid frames. With Coruscant weary, pure and fiery bright, forever shining through the veil of night. Hail twinkling, joyful, ever wakeful fires, propitious shine on all our just desires. These sacred rites regard with conscious rays, and end our works devoted to your praise. Elohim Gibor. Ararita. Sire and Inceptor, Emperor and King of all things mortal, hail him, Lord of Spring. Elohim Gibor. Ararita. Behold the chariot through the water floods, the sangreal, life and rapture, wine and bloods. Elohim Gibor. Ararita. Adjustment, rhythm, rise through every act. Wild is the dance, its balance is exact. Elohim Gibor. Ararita. Iopan, upon the summits, the god goat leaps in lust, wild lust of ecstasy afloat. Elohim Gibor. Ararita. Greater ritual of the hexagram for Mars. The Hymn of Mars. Magnanimous, unconquered, boisterous Mars, and darts rejoicing and in bloody wars, fierce and untamed, whose mighty power can make the strongest walls from their foundation shake. Mortal, destroying king, defiled with gore, pleased with war's dreadful, tumultuous roar, thee human blood and swords and spears delight, and the dire ruin of the mad savage fight. Stay furious contest and avenging strife, whose works with woe and bitter human life, to lovely Venus and to Bacchus yield, to Ceres give the weapons of the field, encourage peace, to gentle works inclined, and give abundance with the benign mind. Guided visualization for Mars. You sit beside a stone wall, separating a field planted with wheat from a dense old-growth forest. A wide road runs along the stone wall with deep wagon ruts deep into the dirt road. In the distance, a man steps around a bend in the road, walking towards you. He looks young and strong and is clean shaven. He carries a shield and spear held together, making the familiar symbol of a circle with an arrow, the symbol of Mars. As he walks closer, you can see his large round shield is painted with the lion's face. And his lance is painted yellow and red with ribbons tied along the shaft. He also wears a leather tunic and shin guards, sandals, and a wide belt with a sword at his waist. As he walks, he is looking around calmly, as if to survey the boundary between the wild forests and the cultivated land. He seems calm and confident, yet vigilant and very assured of his own strength. Then he raises his spear over his head and waves it to you, smiling in a friendly gesture. As he approaches, his serious expression softens a little, and he seems like he's glad to see you. The man speaks. I approached from afar so you could see me and know that I'm a friend. I also wanted to check the boundary between the wild and the cultivated land. It is good to have both. You and I are old allies, and I am Mars, but you don't seem to remember me. Perhaps you remember these. Both are needed for peace. Mars presents you with his spear and shield, offering them to you to hold. As you accept the spear and shield, you feel an influx of power, as if a million suns were flowing into your being. The sword and shield meld into your being, as the opposites of the lance and shield become a unity of one, an energy of pure potential. Memories flood back to you, along with the power of the sword and shield. You remember the many battles and the many contests that you have participated in through time and in different forms, the great game of the universe, which you have honed your strength and cast off what was not needed. And games have rules, which must be enforced. The game of the universe would have no meaning without them. Rules that you have made for yourself and with others to define what is acceptable and what is not, what is important and what is extraneous. Through these memories, you remember chasing a ball in a sacred game, which will determine the new priest. You recall climbing a cliff with your friends to see what is at the top. Here's a memory sailing through what seemed like an impossible storm on a boat made of reeds woven together, looking for new land and new islands to conquer. These are the times where you reveled in the Mars energy, fearless, in the moment, focused on what you are doing, unconcerned with the past or the future, completely immersed in the now. But then there's more. Yes, the adventure and the conquest and the facing of danger. But beyond that, there are moments of rapture simply while writing, painting, and talking with friends. It is hard to see what connects all these moments, but a feeling of fulfillment, of being completely in our element and effortlessly accomplishing great deeds without concern or even seeking approval. Our will can be used with force to accomplish great things. But beyond our forced effort is our true will, where all that is unnecessary is let go, and even outcomes are unimportant. When we act on our essential nature, mountains are moved effortlessly. Our harmony with who we are is like the flow of energy, like wind flowing through channels, vibrating and creating the song of our lives, rather than the cacophony of battle. When we are at peace, we are in our power. When we are aligned with our true will, we are unstoppable. Sit for a while with the clarity of purpose and power of your true will, and feel the easy focus of the now. Eventually, it is time to move on. You return the spear and shield to Mars. And as you make eye contact with him, you have a new understanding of the calm and focus of a warrior and the unstoppable power that's behind it. Mars bows to you as a fellow warrior and continues his walk down the path, guarding the perimeter. Uriel, we thank you for your grounding and centering. Gabriel, we thank you for the ecstatic states that you provide. Mikael, we thank you for your protection and your illumination. Raphael, we thank you for your clarity and healing. By this merit, may all sentient beings quickly find the path to liberation. May the sick find healing. May the thirsty find drink. May the hungry find food. And may all beings be free from ignorance. The ritual is now complete.